It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Giants and the Titans, and it's coming up next.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans. Joined by Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin with you as always for another NFL season. Exciting to get this thing going once again, CD. And we found ourselves saying this for several seasons now, but the Tennessee Titans and their fans wondering, is this the year? Can they get over the playoff hump? And the long road to those playoffs begins here today against the New York Giants.
If we go back to last season, we certainly think this is a favorable matchup for the Titans, right? Because they were 12-5, the number one seed in the AFC for the first time since 2008, before being upset at home by Cincinnati, who went on to the Super Bowl. The Giants, well, last year was just abysmal, 4-13, and they've only made the playoffs once since winning it all in 2011. So let's face it, history, right now it's on Tennessee's side, but it's still opening day.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go from Nashville. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Here come the Giants, led out by their former 6th overall pick out of Duke back in 2019. Daniel Jones under center.
New York State committed to Daniel Jones for a 4th season, but also made this a decisive year by declining his 5th-year option. 2022 looks like Jones' final chance to prove he can be the franchise face for the Giants, and he does have a cadre of weapons that he'll need to top his career highs of 3,000 yards and 24 touchdowns that he set as a rookie.
Jones looking to throw right away. And incomplete to open things up. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing Jones. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. First third down conversion opportunity, and they're able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones working the middle, and he's got it complete to Akins, the tight end. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. I'm curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, aren't they? I mean, the way they're advancing the football, it's like they're on the practice field having one of their better days. But instead, it's game day, and they're moving the ball downfield with purpose.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Again, he'll drop to throw. A quick pass here. He's got Shepard. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. On second down, here's Barkley. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. And he'll find Hall. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up second down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. On third down, Jones. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Gano's kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of Week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here come the Titans for their first possession on offense, and leading them out in his 4th season with the team, 10th overall in the NFL, Ryan Tannehill.
There were a few eyebrows raised when Tennessee took Malik Willis in the 3rd round this year, but rest assured, Ryan Tannehill is still the man in Tennessee after leading the Titans to the top seed in the AFC last season. His 12 wins were the most he's posted in 9 seasons as an NFL starter. And he's only the 3rd quarterback to lead the Titans to 3 playoff appearances in the NFL, joining Steve McNair and Warren Moon.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tannehill. That's complete to Treylon Burks. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
2nd down and 12 at the 19-yard line. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And he'll find Akins there, complete. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Now Jones on 3rd down. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. And this is incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to throw, Tannehill. This will go to Henry out wide. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Tannehill on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now to punt this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Jones to Galladay there for a Giant first.
It was a bit of an adjustment for Kenny Galladay in 2021, his first year in New York, and with new quarterback Daniel Jones. His mission, get back to his Pro Bowl form here in 2022 and avoid similar struggles. That catch right there, a nice way to get going.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Jones looking and finding Shepard on the crossing route. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Jones on 3rd and 2. Forced out to his left. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season, and how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas, 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just one game here in Week 1 this year, and it'll pit the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
The pass game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Jones now throwing on 4th down. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Akins. And he is going to have the Giants first down. So quite a call there. They go on 4th and inches and wind up getting 5 yards. Back to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack.
And that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Gano's kick is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The Titans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. Open man is Burks, and he's got him. And he will have a Titans first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him try to come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Henry again on second down. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Tannehill. Over the middle, complete. That's Henry. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man is Galladay, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender. And that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Jones on 1st and 10. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones got his man complete over the middle. It's Shepard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
They go play action here on 1st down. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They begin with Henry. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. Now it's Tannehill. And caught by Henry. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. On 4th down, Tannehill. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he is going to pick up the Titans' 1st down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on 4th and inches.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
On 1st down, it's Tannehill. He completes it to Henry. And he's got room. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 36 yards. And the Titans have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Bullock good on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was finished off on the touchdown reception by Derrick Henry. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field. We've got a little more than a minute to go, and I think the offense is saying, hey, all we need here, a field goal, and we can take the lead into intermission.
Well, I think that's what the goal should be. Give your kicker a chance to give you those 3 points. But in the meantime, if someone falls asleep on the defensive side, you might take advantage of that and get a big shot downfield, too.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones, he finds him again, Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Now Jones. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Throwing Jones. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge is a successful one. They'll look to throw again. He's got Akins, the tight end. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Back to throw again. And this is Shepard on the catch. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. Kadarius Toney as the first half is winding down. And the Giants have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Gano the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Giants. And it was important for them to get the season off on the right foot. And they've done just that, thanks to a very solid outing by their passing offense thus far. And meanwhile, for the Titans, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And Hilliard will elect to not return it. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. And right side, Henry's got it. Now we've got a Giant player here, slow to get up after that last play. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Throwing again on second down. Tannehill. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw hauled in by Westbrook-Ikhine here. Brian Daboll reaching for that challenge flag, and he's going to have the officials review this call. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that review working out well for Brian Daboll. He wins that challenge. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. That's caught. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine with it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 31-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Back to the ground now. It's Henry.
And he's got it down to the 28.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Tannehill. And it's caught over the middle. Hooper.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback.
And Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
Tannehill to the sideline. Randy Bullock out now for the Tennessee field goal.
This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. Bullock's kick is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's Hope. And he coughed it up. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Defensively well done to jar that free. I'll tell you what, though, offensively, he's got to be lucky after the catch and the fumble that didn't go too far away from him.
And the way the football is shaped, it's not built to bounce true, is it? It can squirt in any direction and move in any way. He was so lucky. Thank his lucky stars, he was able to get that one back.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
That's complete to Tony. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And that's caught left side. Seals Jones with it. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Working the middle, and he's got it complete to Akins, the tight end.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Barkley, inside handoff.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. Gano's kick is good, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick. right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been threes.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. He takes this for 3 to the 29. From the gun on third down, Tannehill.
Open man is Burks, and he's got him.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Tannehill on target to Burks. First down, Tennessee.
Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on third down. But how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tannehill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Tannehill. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up the 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Now Jones. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Akins.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. Okay, so roughing the passer, I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week one is your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is a unit that's depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
Another catch for him there. This one good for 11, first down. On the draw, this is Barkley. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing, Jones. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And the Giants are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Back to throw. Jones. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle. First and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on second and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Here's a give to Barkley. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
So out on the field now, Graham Gano in a big spot. This to make it a two-score game. Gano's kick is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Tennessee offense set to go again. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
He's tackled in the 32-yard line. It's the gain of 7.
Throwing on second and 3, Tannehill. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So third and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. They'll drop to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third. And in a two-score game, obviously every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Inside handoff, Henry. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Tannehill. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Here's Tannehill. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 38-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Tannehill. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 70. And the Titans have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So there you go. They needed a big play, and they got one there on a touchdown run.
And that was a very important drive. Of course, they all are when you're trailing in the second half. But what I really liked, they didn't panic. They knew they still had time to run the football and keep playing their game.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Possession of the football going back over to the Giants. Well, they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. Now Jones throwing on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here's Jones on first down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And the Titans are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people don't question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Again, it's Henry. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Taking down at the 41. A 1-yard pickup brings up third and
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones got his man complete over the middle. It's Shepard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Jones throw caught by Tony. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones will get this out to Barkley, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 17-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least make it a 5-point cushion. Gano's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So it's another field goal here. He may need to ice his leg after this one. That's now 5 field goals converted in this game alone.
Yeah, get the trainer. They're going to need this guy. And they've needed every single one of the field goals he's made, too. If they're going to get out of here with a win, I say he gets a game ball.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now Tannehill and the Titans down by 5. 1:40 remaining. This is only week 1 of the season, folks. Get strapped in as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Tannehill. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Titans moving quickly here. They're in the hurry up. Tannehill's throw into the hands of Hooper. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as to understand where they are on the field.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Tannehill gets it to Burks, and they're going to get this up to midfield.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Tannehill to throw. He's going to let it fly. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try to rise up and overcome it.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Throwing Tannehill. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Now Tannehill. This will go to Henry out wide. So he stopped for no gain. And that'll bring up 4th down. And this is caught, but they say, and I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call. And it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the officials saw as this play will stand as is. Down to a knee goes Jones, and that should just about seal it. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Giants, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.